this stem from the neighborhood party.
Right on. Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. Sorry for such a long pull opening, but I forgot to open up the cheering thing. So, yeah. So I had to pull that up while I was taking the inhale, so I slowed it down a little bit for you. That's right. I have no idea what I just smoked. I think it's possibly, based on the earthiness, I'm going to say that it's possibly Green Seal's meringue number something. I don't remember what the number is. I don't have the package. I put all my sativas into one little stash jar, and that was a bad idea because now I don't remember what half of them are. I know I've got Nugs Pixie Sticks in there. I know I've got, what's the other one? Eddie's Watermelon by, maybe that's what that was. Well, it was either meringue number something or Eddie's Watermelon. But that's what's in that. So that's what we're smoking in the bong. Don't remember what the percentages were. They're both sativas, so either way it should be a good high. As you can see, we have a new table. That's right. I got a new table. I decided to sturdy it up. Plus also, we'd had a plan to basically go to Kind Magazine's, Summer Fair. That plan got squashed by heavy rain and flooding and power outages. So we unfortunately didn't get to go. But the whole plan was to interview people there and try and get, a little more interest in the podcast and stuff like that. That didn't work. So I got a table. No, not really. I was looking for a new table anyway because the one that I had made was not sturdy at all. But now we can sit actually 4 to 6 people around here. So hopefully I can start having some actual interviews and shit on this bad boy. I apologize for being gone for a couple months, I guess, or a month and a bit. Shit got crazy. What can I tell you? Work got demanding. Personal life got demanding, which is good, because that just means I had shit to do. Kids had a lot of stuff going on. And what else? Oh, Tyler, as you can tell, Tyler's not here. But Tyler also moved into a new place, so he's been busy moving and stuff like that. So we just haven't had a chance to link up, so that's why we're not. That's why we haven't done a couple episodes. But we also figured that if we leave that little bit of a gap, then we could start fresh. And hopefully we'll start some new things, because we're thinking of some ideas that we could pull off, hopefully. It all kind of started with Kind, and now we're regrouping a little bit to figure out what we can do. So this session is just to basically get me back into it. So I thought I would tell you a story, essentially, about something that happened at work. Have you ever been the person that's looked upon as the person that has to give bad news? You're the bearer of bad news. You're the person that everybody looks to be like, okay, so you get to say the unsavory thing to the people, that happened. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about a couple instances at work that have sort of showed me where I stand amongst my peers. Okay? Which is kind of fun, I guess, and I oddly take a weird liking to it. I don't know if that's a problem or not, but by the end of this, you can assess and decide if that is in fact a problem or not. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I forgot. I thought I forgot to put the sign on back there, but I didn't. It's on. It's fine. Yeah. You know what? I think that is the Eddie's Watermelon from Green Seal. Because I remember it tasting, or not tasting. Eddie's Watermelon and meringue taste very distinctively similar. But the high is very different. And I feel like this is Eddie's Watermelon high. I've also had a few beers, so, that's why I'm spilling some beans. This is like some behind the scenes shit. Management shit. Okay, where was I going with this? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, Well, first of all, thank you for joining me, Justin Barone, your friendly neighborhood pothead, on Friday at 4:20. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I hope life's been good to you up to this point. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're enjoying life. I hope everything that you want comes to you. The whole deal, the positivity spiel, my friends, because that's what I want. I want you to join the sesh, get high, and have a good time. That's really it. Hey, my cactus cutter rolled over. You know what? Cactus cutter, you're getting a new spot. You're going beside the mushrooms. Sorry, I had to move my cactus cutter. I'm high. I hope you're high. So lately at work, I have become known as the guy that has to tell everybody the bad news. Now, I'm used to this because I'm a single full-time dad. So, I'm the guy that has to give all the information. So it really doesn't bother me to give people bad news or to give people news that's unsavory. Things that they might find. The stuff that most people find hard to say, I'm the one that's expected to say it. Now, let me start this at the beginning of this whole situation. Okay? I'm an assistant manager at our shop. I'm the oldest person there. I try to guide the people younger than me into making the right decisions so that they can have opportunities to grow within the company. Okay? I pride myself on that because there were a few people throughout the way that helped me, but there were very few notable good ones. You know what I mean? And I definitely had some good ones, but they were far and few between. So anybody that comes into the shop, I try to do my best to figure them out so that I understand where they're coming from, so that I can help them succeed, essentially, right? So because of that, I guess I give off a very dad vibe because I care. I care if these kids succeed or not, right? So I give off this dad vibe, and I can understand that. And I also have more years of experience. I've seen a few things, man. I've seen a few things, okay? So my demeanor is a little bit more straightforward, but also I like to think compassionate, okay? And I find myself in position at work where I am having difficult conversations with people, not on a regular basis, but when we do have to have them, I'm the one that gets called on eventually to have these conversations, which I'm perfectly fine with. But this came to my realization, I guess. This came to the forefront of life for me now. Because we were having some difficulty with one employee. And the difficulty persisted. Because we try to get everybody to mitigate the difficulties and work on it so that as a team, we can sort of focus behavior in certain directions, right? That are beneficial to the work that we're trying to do, okay? So, it got to a point where this one employee had several conversations with other people about what was going wrong, okay? And they continued to proceed as if these conversations hadn't happened, right? So I come into work this one Monday morning, or maybe it was a Sunday evening. It was a Sunday evening. So I come into work on this Sunday evening. And as I come in, cheers, have a drink. I'm having a beer. So as I come in, one employee goes, okay, so tell Justin what you're saying. So the two other employees that were already there, they're like, listen, okay, we decided last night we were closing the store and we were talking about the things that had happened because the employees that we were seeing had closed the store the night before, or at least a couple nights before, whatever. Anyway, point is that they've had this discussion on a closing shift at some point that this previously mentioned employee is continuing along the same path, and it's starting to rile people up because it's what they were doing, okay, was detrimental to the communication of the shop, and it was also detrimental to the attitude of the shop because when somebody gets annoyed with another person, then everything kind of goes out the window at that point. Everything kind of goes awry, right? That was such a white guy way of explaining this. But anyway, so they were having this conversation about this person and trying to figure out what to do, and they came up with the idea that there was not much more that they could do, which was right. In their positions, they can't do much more than what they had done, which was advised and sort of like direct, you know. And if the person doesn't want to take the direction, well, that's a different story. And so as I'm standing at the counter, these two employees tell me, you know what? That's when we decided that we had to call in the pit bull. I'm known as the pit bull now. I'm known as the pit bull at the shop. Why? Because I'm the guy that guards the people and the things and the stuff. You know what I mean? So I go, okay, I have to have this conversation. Now, here's something I learned in this conversation about myself. One was that I misjudged this person in their capability to receive critical criticism. They handled it much better than I thought, which made it easier to talk about. But I also realized that I think at some point as adults, what we end up doing is we end up sugarcoating everything to each other because we don't want to hurt each other's feelings. But really the only way you can grow is by knowing exactly what the issue is. If you don't know what the issue is, there isn't shit you can do about anything. You know what I'm saying? So what I realized in that moment was there's a huge benefit to being okay with telling somebody something negative and something shitty, as long as you have the capability and the understanding and the experience to then guide them on ways that you can get out of that situation and and not recover, but make a better decision next time, right? So I hope that that's what I do in these scenarios. I hope that everybody that I come into contact where I have to have this conversation. Sorry, right now I'm babbling because I got sidetracked a bit in my brain. Cheers again. Okay, so we're having this conversation, and this person is understanding, receptive, and seems like they're going to recover from this. Now, I've seen people that have said, yep, and then not recovered. I mean, that happens. That does definitely fucking happen. But I had to have that conversation. Then, what was it? Like, recently, so that was a little while ago. And then recently, I had to have essentially a similar conversation to an employee as well. And this one wasn't so much like, this is how you're handling this situation and this is why it's wrong. What happened was they didn't trust their gut and they didn't do the thing that they should have done, but that doesn't necessarily make them wrong. It just means that they were improperly trained, okay? Because it's our fault if you don't know what your job is as a bud tender in our shop, right? So I hadn't provided, because I take that upon myself. I hadn't provided the right type of guidance in learning and stuff like that. Now, luckily, this person is early on in their career here, but in having this conversation about a thing that they just didn't understand how to do, I found out that there were similarities with this one where the like I said, the critical criticism evoked straight emotion. Now, to me, I guess maybe it's because I have more experience and I've been in really shitty situations at work and stuff like that, and I've learned from it over the last, like, I don't know, how long have I been working? I'm 43. Fuck, since I was, well, I wasn't really working at 16. Like, but I've had pretty much every job under the fucking sun. So, I don't know, let's say 16. So 16, I had a part-time job working for my dad. Till now, till 43. So what is that? That's 37 years? No. 27 years. Right? Yeah, I think. Fuck, I don't know. You do the math. I don't give a shit. I'm high as shit. That bong hit was awesome. yeah, so for, it's all the stuff that I've learned over the years to be able to take criticism. But I also, because my family is so critical of each other, and not like in a bad way, but in a kind of like trying to guide you away from their mistakes and the things that they know, trying to impart it on you. But but our family is also fucking stubborn as shit. So you end up just butting heads because it's like it's good advice you're getting, it's great advice you're getting, but you're taking it as the fucking stubborn kid that's like, don't tell me how to live, you know? It's a bad idea. But that's what, like, um, I don't know where I was going with that now. Shit. I sidetracked myself. I had nothing after that little line there. Fuck. So, I guess what I'm saying is when, oh my god, I totally just had a fucking high brain fart. I don't even remember what the fuck I. Okay, if that's Eddie's watermelon, this is fucking delicious. Oh yeah, this is what I was saying. Okay, so holy fuck, weed is a hell of a drug, son. um, okay, what I was saying was, I found within this conversation, this person was very much like, I'm hard on myself. I understand this because I'm fucking hard on myself. The voice in my head is like, hey buddy, fuck you. Suck it up, deal with it. I don't know where that came from. Probably from my hard ass parents. My parents weren't actually that hard ass, but they were straightforward. And I think people misinterpret being straightforward for being a hard ass or being like an asshole sometimes, because I get called an asshole a lot. But I think that like people misinterpret that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to tell you these things in these ways so that um it hurts your feelings. I just feel like, because in my experience this has been the best way for me to receive information. So maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But this has been the best way for me to receive information is by you just telling me exactly what you think and exactly what you want and exactly how it can be improved, and I will do those things, right? Some people don't aren't people aren't used to receiving that, I don't think. I think that's I'm in the minority of people that um encourage critical criticism. Because the only way you can be critical and being critical of yourself, like I'm always telling myself I'm a fucking dummy. Always, okay? But that doesn't mean I actually think I'm a dummy. Whereas I see a lot of people now, especially young people, that if they're approached with, "Hey, you're not doing this right," there's this like visceral emotional reaction about you being told that you're not good. Like, are parents shitty now? Did something happen and change where like 90% of the parents are just fucking assholes to their kids and they're telling them they're fucking idiots and stuff? Because like I see a lot of kids that are fucking smart and they seem to think they have these like disabilities and stuff that they don't. Granted, I'm not a doctor, but they don't seem to have them. They seem to be like some kind of crutch because they think that that's like the thing. You know what I mean? Or that has to be the thing because I need an excuse. I feel like there's a lot of parents that haven't explained to kids like, no, be like this, okay? Be fucking thoughtful. Be confident in yourself because everybody has something to offer. Everybody is good at something. Everybody's the best at something. There's something that everyone can do. Now, circumstance of life can eventually change that situation for you. I understand. But at the same time, if you take the time early on in life to recognize that you're worth it, okay? And truly understand that you are. Everybody is fucking worth it, no matter what the fucking deal is, okay? Unless you do some like crazy weird shit. But I mean, from babies. I'm talking from babies. Like when you're a baby, you don't have a direction yet. Shit hasn't happened to you. So you're not woo all over the place, right? You're just like a baby. That's it. Okay? And everybody at that point of baby has a chance. Has a chance to do something great. Has a chance to um has a thing that they're gonna do, that they can do, that they will do, that and then you make choices, and then I feel like as you make those choices, the steps in the direction that you're supposed to take slowly diminish. And then you start taking other fucking routes, and then it's weird. I know, that's a different podcast. But my point is, in having these direct conversations, there's not enough people out there that are willing to just say what it is. You know? You don't have to pussyfoot around a lot of stuff. You don't, like, all the stuff that we're doing, that we're, trying to, like, impart on other people, or anytime that, what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say that anytime you're in a situation where, as a manager, you have to tell an employee how they can improve. Part of that is you have to commit to their improvement. Because part of the reason that they're not improving, in, I would say, like, the majority of the cases, is that there's some kind of direction that was lost. And that's always the manager's fault. That's not the fucking employee's fault. That's my opinion anyway. Right? So as a good manager, you have to take over the responsibility of directing them. Because that's what they're telling you. They're telling you, hey man, I don't know what to do. I need to be directed. So whether they're in, brand new, or whether they've been fucking around for 10, 15 years, there's still those people that are around. Like, they just need the direction, you know? So you have to go into it with a sympathetic mind like that, as opposed to, why do you keep fucking this shit up? Now, there are other circumstances, okay, where you just continuously fuck up the same thing, or you have somebody that continuously fucks up the same thing and then goes deeper and deeper into the hole of fuck-uppery. You know what I'm saying? Those people are the ones you have to keep your eye on, because they show fucking signs of doing that shit early on into their employment. It's fucking crazy. But like, there were a few people where things happened at work that I called it within a month. Like, not that I said within a month this is going to happen, and it happened. 3 months this is going to happen, and it happened. Like, if you've had experience in work and you've spent your time working and all that shit, like, you can see when certain trends happen, especially when you're fucking as old as I am. And I'm sure the older guys are like, you don't even know the half of it, man, because you haven't, like, run stuff. I'm like, yes, I know. This is my first stop. But in running this kind of business, it's because you have a lot of younger people. You have a very wide variety of brains and intelligence to deal with, you know? So you end up having to recognize that you have to run your business as if it were like a sports team. And I think this works for a lot of different businesses, but in ours specifically, because you have, retail and it's fast paced, I relate it to basketball. So the people that work for us, they all have really good abilities that cross over, but they have good abilities on their own that are different from each other, right? So when it's certain days and times, and you have certain employees in, you direct them to what they're good at, and then it looks like, holy shit, these people know everything, right? You have to play your team correctly. You have to know who the guard's going to be, the starting center, the fucking power forward, the shooting guard. Like, you got to know all these things. The sixth man, like, the fifth man. What am I talking about? I'm high. Shut up. Actually, maybe we should smoke a thing. But anyway, that's what I'm saying, as being like, I think a lot of managers look at employees' failures as their own, as like the employees thing only. But like, in a lot of cases, I feel like managers fail employees because they're not taking the time to understand the employee enough to give them what they need to succeed or to contribute in the way that the employee feels like they could. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, there's certain things that negate that. So like, if you can't do your daily functions, or the same task keeps being a problem, or you keep making the same mistake and selling this or selling that, like, whatever, it happens. But like, you keep doing that over time, well, maybe it's time for you to go. But if it's just somebody that's looking for direction and freaking out because they think they're not worth whatever's happening, that's wrong. That's on the manager to not have given the proper directions to filter down to this employee to be able to bring them on in a way that satisfies both, because it's all about the middleman, man. I totally just realized that after fucking 28 minutes and 49 seconds, 50 seconds, my lights down there aren't on. So I'm going to turn them on for the second half of this. Hold on, I'll be right back. let's smoke a pre-roll. I have a bunch of different things, but I really want to smoke. Okay. If you haven't had one of these, you should really go get one. This one is by Soar. It's called Citrus Cyclone. It's a 1 gram oil-infused blunt with a keef coating on the outside, baby. It's delicious. It is, and it's a sativa. It's 34.6% THC. It's one of the best highs. You know what? Like, okay, I got to try Maui Wowie the other day. I talked about it. I don't know if I'm going to release that podcast, but I'll definitely release the talking about Maui Wowie. But anyway, I smoked Maui Wowie. It's pretty close. The two of them were the same. I remember smoking this one a couple weekends ago, and what happened was I only got like a quarter of the way through it before I had to put it out. So let's see what happens, because I've already smoked a Nugs Lemon Links infused joint before I started. I've smoked a bong hit of what I'm pretty sure is Eddie's Watermelon. And so let's smoke this keef covered fucking Soar blunt. That should be fun. You gotta see, people don't know, but when you're lighting a joint, especially when you buy one from the store because it's all flattened in or it's like whatever, you gotta light it like a candle. No matter what it is, you light it like a wick so that it starts to burn slightly on the edges and only on the front. And then that way you burn down all the paper before you actually take your first puff of weed. And then it just tastes like the weed. Surprise! I told you a thing! And then you blow on it a little to heat up the little embers. Give it a little more cookery. There you go. And then you take your puffs. It's super tasty too. Oh, dude, this shit is so good. It's sweet. It tastes like well, I've had a beer, so I won't give you an accurate taste, but it does taste citrusy, and it tastes sweet and citrusy. It's really good. It's worth it. So yeah, so basically what I'm saying is, as a manager, especially nowadays, I think there's a lot. I think that there's a lot lost in I don't think a lot of managers are good at doing the like tear them down, build them up thing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you should tear anyone down, but I'm saying if you're giving bad news, the rule of thumb is you give bad news, you give good news, right? You tell somebody something bad, you tell them something good, or you tell them two good things versus the one bad thing. So it's obviously a technique, but it's not like you're sitting there bullshitting anybody. You just tell them the things that they're good at. Just like you're telling them the thing that, ow, what the fuck was that? Oh, I hit my knee on the table. New table, I don't know the structure, man. What was I saying? Anyone? It'd be great if Tyler was here, because then he could tell me what the fuck I was talking about. I totally don't remember. Hold on, I'll think of it. Just give me a second. You know what? Smoke your joints. I hope you're enjoying the sesh so far. Thank you again for joining me, Justin Barone, your friendly neighborhood pothead, on Thoughts Off the Stem on your Friday at 4:20 to start your weekend off right. Okay, so I bought lavalier microphones for going to Kind so that we could interview people while we walked around and got the free weed and shit and talked to them about the new stuff they were doing that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So, I was thinking that what I might do is try and use those at work, because you guys don't understand what order day is like at a pot shop. And it is pothead Christmas. Let me tell you. Tyler and I do the orders, receive all the orders. Receive and input the order. And we talk shit all day long. Like, people at the front that are buying weed can't believe that that's the guys that run the shop. I like to do Schwarzenegger as like a bud tender. You know, like sometimes I do it at the I do it at the shop in the back, but you know what I've always wanted to do. Okay, story time. So what I've always wanted to do is and I did it one time, but I've always wanted to like, okay, so when you come into a shop in Canada, you come through a door, there's a wall, you can't see anything, there's just like whatever the shop's name is generally plastered across this wall. Then you come in, and there's like a little gate, like as if you go to a club, like a little velvet rope, but this one's just a black, like, zip, okay? And you come to that, you show your ID, we let you in, you come get your thing, right? So, oh fuck, dude, you know what? I'm getting old. I'm losing my fucking mind. Okay, so you do that, and I've always wanted to go to the gate and just start talking to somebody like Schwarzenegger. Just you walk up because everybody gives everybody like you. They always give you shit at the gate for I'm 57 years old, dude. Fuck you, let me in. No, I need your ID. It's not you have to have it on you to come in and be in with it on you. You can't be a child. You can't no. Okay, so like yeah. You can't do that. So I figure if I go up and I do shit that's like kind of outlandish, most people won't even think twice about the ID thing and like argue with me. They'll just respond with showing me the ID, right? That's my thought, okay? So most of the time when I go to the gate, I'm like, hey, how's it going? Can I see your ID? Yep, they show me the ID. And I go, all right, come on in, okay? That's my thing. I like doing it. It feels like you're coming down and fucking, what's it called? The Price is Right. If I was smart, I would look at the names and call them down like, hey, welcome, Linda. Come on down. You get the chance to buy some weed. You know, like that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So why have I not done the Schwarzenegger? I did it one time. There was a guy looking for weed, and I was a new employee, so he didn't know who I was. So I walked up behind him, and I whispered in his ear, and I go, yeah, are you going to go for the baby weed or for the big boy weed? Do you want the real pump? Or do you want the little, oh, I just tried to do it pump? You know? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I was over his shoulder in his ear saying it like that, all quiet, okay? And then he turns and he's like, what the fuck, dude? Do you work here? And I was like, yes, I do. What can I get for you? But imagine if you answered the gate, like the age gate like that. You walk up, you go, hey, can I have your ID? And then the guy's like, fuck you, I'm 53. And you just go, yeah, I'm the Arnold and I am 72. What? What are you gonna do to me? Come on, try it. I'm giant. I am the Terminator, motherfucker. You know, like, fuck you. What do you think would happen? Would I get punched in the face? Or would the guy just be like, you know what? Fuck this, I'm out. Because, yeah, fuck that shit. People argue way too much over that crap. But again, another situation where it seems like, and this isn't just like one generation, this is multi-generations, where parents didn't instill in their kids the ability to be criticized and improve from that criticism. Like, that was the biggest thing I learned in fucking sports, dude. Was like, I grew up, if you took the wrong shot in basketball, if you took the wrong swing in baseball, if you fucking hit the wrong dude in football, if you got pissed off because your fucking face was getting ripped off, it didn't matter, okay? The point was that if you did something wrong, somebody was yelling at you, telling you fucked up, and then you didn't do it again. But nowadays, everybody wants like a written fucking letter sent to you, being like, so, Genevieve, this is what happened, and I don't really like it, and so these are the things that are wrong, and then we have to fix them by doing these things. So the next time that you do these things, please don't do, like, what? You can't just be like, hey, you're not doing that right, it's not gonna work. And people be like, oh yeah, well how do I do it then? Like, people are just helping, there's too many people, dude. Everybody thinks that the move is to like buck the system and to tell you to fuck off as any kind of authority figure. And trust me, I've been there too. I've been like, whatever, I'll just do what I want. I mean, that's just me. I've always done that. It's fucked up that I've got anywhere in life, okay? But I've also learned from that being older. And I see younger people doing that, and I'm like, I don't know. I guess because I've gone through it, and I guess because I know that the only way to learn from it is by recognizing that it's happening and that you're doing it, right? So when people say shit like that, that is some kind of excuse really, that's when I turn around and I'm like, no, that's excuses. Like you just it's I've had so many instances with people where we've sat down and we've been trying to improve their job function or their relationships at work, and every time I say something, they have an excuse to why it's happening. Oh, it's my ADD. And I'm not knocking anybody with ADD or anything like that. I'm just saying that there seems to be a lot of perfectly capable people, right? Saying that they function with an undiagnosed issue. And to me, that's fucked up. To me, the best medicine is knowing that you did this wrong, so this is how you do it right. Let me show you and I'll help you. See, that's where I think the failure is. It lies in this situation. When you have a supervisor, a boss, anybody, a parent trying to tell somebody, hey, you're not doing this right, you got to do it this way. I think the authority figure that comes up and says, hey, this isn't going well, is the one that's falling off. Because the expectation of somebody younger than you that has less experience should be a negative reaction because they may not have met somebody that's willing to tell them that. Maybe they've never had a negative experience. You don't know, right? So part of it is you have to step up as a parent, as a worker, as a manager, as a whoever. If you're trying to lead, to be a leader, you have to be willing to tell people the tough fucking shit. You have to be willing to shoulder the responsibility of having to give people less than satisfactory news on a working basis. But just because you're giving one piece of critical information doesn't mean that all of the other information is bad. All the other stuff going on could be fucking excellent, but you have to improve this one thing. And I think that it would serve people, especially generations to come. I'm really high right now. I hope you're high. I hope you're enjoying the sesh. I'm having a good time, but I'm like kind of drunk. But yeah. So, what was I saying? I believed something. I believed a thing. I believed that a lot of people are better served by direct discussion about whatever an issue is rather than having it being sugar coated to spare their feelings. Because going through those feelings are the things that help you improve. Hold on a second. Somebody's walking around. I'll be right back. My daughter just came home. So it's a good pause minute. Yeah. So no, I feel like there's a few generations that have missed out on a lot of emotional connection, I think. Because I think that's where a lot of this comes from. Like, I don't know for sure, but I would assume that if you, I don't know, it's a tough one to say because obviously people have mental health issues. I understand that. But I also think that a lot of plain people, because you can't say normal, right? You can't say regular. So let's call them plain. Let's call people that have not those problems plain. Okay? I think some of them use that as an excuse. And I see that in younger generations because I have different age groups and plus at work. So I see a lot of I see a lot of blaming, I see a lot of excuses, and I see very little acceptance of their own involvement in the issues that are plaguing them. That's what I'm trying to say. But as somebody, as a person, as a dad, as a person that cares, I try to help those people that work with us overcome some of those issues as best as I can through work. You know what I mean? So it kind of it doesn't surprise me when people call me the fucking pit bull of work because I'm the one that's willing to do stuff like that. Um and don't get me wrong, I'm really good at that. That's like I pride myself on being able to tell people stuff and be straight up and get over it and move on and go forward because I always make the effort to help out, and it's my job to direct. So if I don't know what you need, if there's a better way for me to direct you and incorporate you into this, then tell me because I'll do that. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to find a way to make the team work really well, right? And that's what I think I'm probably the best at. Is That's probably one of my best skills is bringing people together as a team. So, um I get why people would call me the pitbull that's willing to do that. I also understand why people see me as a dad and then they get upset. I can understand this too. They get upset because they maybe don't want to disappoint me, but it probably has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? I'm not taking credit for that. I'm just saying that I think there's a level of I don't want to disappoint, you know, and whatever the reason is. And I think that because I have that dad aspect, that whole three kids going on, I think that sometimes that comes out at work because I always want to help people. I always want to see people succeed. I always want to see them, be happy and be, the best person they can be. Because, like I said, everybody's got a thing they're good at, everybody's got a thing they're best at, everybody has a contribution to make. And the people that want to do it, that maybe don't know how to do it, that just need a little bit of guidance and a little bit of direction from somebody that's maybe not related to them. Because as we all know, sometimes it's hard to take fucking direction from people that you're related to, right? So maybe sometimes that's where they find it is, they luck out and they get into a position where, I'm their manager. No, I just mean they find somebody that's willing to take the time and invest a little bit of effort in them to show them that, hey, you're worth it. Because obviously there's something going on if you're getting upset to the point where it stops your day from happening, right? And then ideally, as a supervisor, as a manager, you recognize that and you take the steps immediately to make that person feel more comfortable and get them more in tune with how, the business works. And that's fucking easy to do as a manager, but I think a lot of us fuck off and just say, you know what, this person's not getting it, they're on their own. I don't know if that's the right way to take it. In fact, I know it's not the right way to take it. I think as a manager, all the sales goals, all the fucking numbers, and all the achievements that you're supposed to hit every month or every year or every quarter, whatever, I think a lot of that I think all of it, honestly, starts with having a team that feels like it's just another, like you're hanging out with your friends. I don't care what you do. I feel like that is the ideal goal of anybody that puts together um, a group of people to operate a business, right? And I think that Tyler and I do a really fucking good job of that. That's right. I'm tooting my own motherfucking horn, baby. Um, and Tyler's. And I think that it's a skill that you learn, but I also think that it's a skill that you find if you find the thing that you really like to do. Like work for me never feels like work. Like I never wake up thinking to myself, "Oh fuck, I don't want to go." I never think to myself, "I can't do this." I never think I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like Never. That never crosses my fucking mind. And I can remember as a kid that crossing my mind a lot. So obviously I found the thing that's awesome that I'm really good at. So lucky for me, I'm in that position. But because I found it, I know that other people can find the thing that they want. You just have to find a way, because again, 90% of your job is fucking coaching if you're a manager, right? So you have to find a way to relate whatever the business issue is to the personal light, like the personal interests of that other person, of that employee. If you can relate those two things together, you've got them right back on board with what's going on, and then giving that critical information is considerably easier because you're on the same fucking page, you know? I don't know. All I'm saying is that I think um, there should be a little bit more effort put in on both sides. This is Animal Face live resin vape cart because I ran out of my joint and my bong. So I'm gonna smoke this for the end. But yeah, I think that both sides fall short in delivering on the capability or um, delivering on their impact. No, delivering on their uh, delivering on the expectation to commit to the job that they're doing. Yeah. What? Dude, I hit this and it totally changed my train of thought for a second. Hold on, let me have some water. I'm getting old. I think, you know what? If I come down with Alzheimer's, I won't be fucking surprised. Every time I'm high now, when I think thoughts, I forget those thoughts I think. They're like dreams. They're not like ideas. They're fucking dreams. But yeah, this caramel vape card is good. Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying was, I think that both sides are neglecting their impact on how a job situation goes. I think managers are undercutting their employees by not giving them the direction and the effort that they deserve in helping them succeed or become more involved in the business. And I think that employees are taking it are doing two things. I think they're not either ambitious enough or they don't care enough. They're just in it. They just want to be there because they think it's cool, whatever the fucking reason is. Um, I think that that's one part of it, and I think the other part is that um, they just want to. I don't know. Shit, my brain has holes in it. I fucking hope not. Knock on wood. No. They want to they either want to they do oh my god, I'm high. Let me tell you this. I don't know. Cheers. New employees don't want to either put in the effort to do it or take the initiative to do it. That's what I was trying to say. Holy shit, that took forever. So I think we both have, in the business world, I think we both have some things to do to step up on, especially with the changing times and how people are. I mean, you should be pretty empathetic to your staff. That would make them more loyal to you. It's my opinion. It's my experience too. Because if everybody treats everybody like they're one big friend group, even though you're only, seeing each other X amount of, like, smaller amount of time a week, that has so much more longevity. There's less fucking turnover with staff. Um, customers come back for the same people because they know the stuff. Like, yeah, fucking employee retention is through the roof if you do it like that. If everybody feels like they belong, and if everybody feels like they're just, seeing their friends for the day, if everybody's casual about it but they like to get their shit done, that's how you want it to go. Um, it's just hard to find people that do that. So you have to cherry pick, and cherry picking's tough now, man, because a lot of people just want to fuck off and do their own thing. It's not the way to go. I'm telling you, working as a team's way much better, buddy. Anyway, those are my thoughts off the stem for this week. Hope you come back next week with me, Justin Barone, on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, YouTube, Good Pods, Podchaser, Pandora. I'm sure there's other shit that I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm really fucking stoned right now. Go to tots420.com. You can listen to the whole catalog there. Yeah, hope you come back next week. Until next time, keep your lids low, baby. Yeah.
Lawns off this stand for a neighborhood party.
Right on.